Okay, you guys, so I was thinking, what can I try for Busted Out today? But I thought I was also the 8th, and I thought, oh man, I gotta draw the name for the winner of the Daiso things that I had pulled together. And then I remembered that I had tons. So what happens is whenever I do a giveaway, I read the entries as they come in the comments, but at the same time I don't respond to them because it'll mess up the number of the entries. So a lot of people had questions, but a lot of times I don't read every single thing because I know I'm not going to respond to it anyhow, but it is just a general, you know, thank you, those kind of things that you guys are really sweet to say. Enter me, but there are some questions in there, and a lot of the questions that I saw, like at a quick glance, was that you guys want to see the cutting mat with other machines, especially like the Big Shot, the Cuttlebug, in the Empress, because I had mentioned it looks like it will work in the Empress, and things like that. So we already tried the Gemini Junior, and so what I thought is that's a good Busted Out, because I have not used my Cuttlebug in easily over a year. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I used it. And then the Big Shot, never. I think I've cut it, no, I should say never. I think I've cut it into one time. It was probably for a video just to show it, and then I never used it again. So let's try it out. I don't really have, I think I have the regular platform for the Big Shot. I might have a couple other things. I don't know that I have everything, because I know about nowadays it's just like cutting plates instead of the platform thing, and everyone says they love the platform. I didn't take the time to look at it and really figure it out. So we'll see what we have. So for the Gemini Junior, which I'm sure is for the Gemini, it would be the cutting plate. This is how I did it. Your die, the paper, your die cutting into the self-healing mat, and then I have the little magnetic mat because it did need a little more thickness, and then the other cutting plate. So you're not cutting into your cutting plates. Obviously mine are super old anyway, it doesn't matter, but if you're starting off, maybe this is a good thing to try. I don't know. I'm trying this with my machines. Does not mean for you to try it with your machines. That's up to you. Somebody had mentioned, she's like, I like seeing the Empress, but mine's new, so I want to see somebody else do it before she puts it in her machine. So thank you. Yeah, no, I'll try it out. With the Cuttlebug, those kind of doesn't really scare me because, you know, whatever, it'll be fine if it doesn't want to go through. I just won't push it through, right? The machines, the electronic ones are the scary ones because they'll try to take it and then maybe it gets jammed, right? So we start off with the thinner amounts. Obviously, not everybody has a Daiso. That's another reason I was like, do I really want to make a video about this? Because then people are going to be like, well, I can't even get it because Daiso is not everywhere. Daiso Japan, there are tons in California. I believe there's some in Texas. There's some in New York. New Jersey. I don't know everywhere they are. There are things that you can order on their online store. Their online store is a weird one where they have a few things, but you have to order it in bulk, like big numbers. Somebody had said there aren't any on the East Coast, but there are, like I just mentioned. I don't know if they're starting to get them like in Florida and places like that, but I do know New York, New Jersey, Texas, and out here in California. I think there are a few others, but I don't know. Like from where I live, I have 2 of them. Actually, there's 3 of them, but 2 of them within like 10 to 12 miles, and the other one's a little bit further out. So I'm pretty lucky in that way, I guess. And it seems like I've always lived somewhere where there's one, except for Georgia. But anyhow, or at least one close enough to get to. So that's what I'll be using. I know a lot of you guys mentioned the Dollar Tree cutting mat. I have not seen it at my Dollar Tree, so I don't have that to show you. So I'm assuming it's very similar. I don't know. The size of it is perfect. That's when I saw it, I was like, this is like exactly what you would think, you know, look at this. I mean, it's almost, I mean, it really is exactly the same size as the smaller Gemini plates. So, all right. So I already tried on the Gemini. Again, this is the sandwich, okay? I'm probably not going to do it again because it's loud and all that. So you think because I'm going to make a video like this, I would have, you know, maybe pulled out some paper or some dies. No, I didn't. So let me see if this, okay, that's ready to go. So I have the Empress. I have my little Empress plates here. What is this? Oh, okay. I have something else. Okay, something else by my plates. I wasn't sure what it was. So again, with this kind of thing, I would have this. It is very similar in thickness to the magnetic mat. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. The magnetic mat, you know, I would say, is it a little bit thicker, the magnetic mat, or is it basically the same? Very close. Either way, I'm still going to use this because I always use this with my magnetic mat. I always just leave it on there. So why not? I'm going to push it the other way though, so that's why I've faced it that way, even though it's kind of bowing. Let me grab, oh, you know what? I have stuff right here, and this is good. This is a fancy one, so even better. This is an Empress or Anna Griffin die. You do not have to just use Anna Griffin dies in an Anna Griffin machine or the Crafter's Companion machine or Diamond Press, only Diamond Press. You know, you can mix and match. Whatever machine you have that cuts thin metal dies will cut thin metal dies from any company, and vice versa. And I did have somebody ask me, and I didn't think about it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of weird. If you don't have a Diamond Press marquee or like the little machine if you don't have this guy or this guy, which on my busted out videos, it's basically bring out the stuff you have. Obviously I don't have links for Daiso, but if I do have links in the description box, they're affiliate links, which means I make a small commission if your purchase items to those links. The reason I'm mentioning that now is because they did bring back the little diamond press like this on HSN. I'll have the link to it. It's a really cute bundle because it has the mini notes. And a lot of you guys are saying, oh, you know, I'd like to give it as a gift or maybe for like a little niece or nephew or grandchild or someone who's starting out. And it's a good little machine. I mean, I use this all the time because most of the things you use are smaller. Obviously, this is not going to work. But if you order diamond press kits like on HSN or from mydiamondpress.com, they come with a cutting folder, right? With one of these. And the lady had asked me, she's like, oh, it has a flat folder. What's that for? Or what does it do? And I was like, oh, it's a cutting folder. Yeah, so if you don't have the machine, you don't need this, but you could probably use it for something else. Maybe put, you know, if you're using like mediums, like paste and stuff like that, I would put it on here and use it from here to scrape it onto your stuff or your project. Use it as a surface, basically. I don't know. Or not. Or maybe get a machine, right? All right. So I'm going to get this. And let's use just some basic paper that I just pulled out of here. Does it fit? I think it fits. I'll put a little piece of tape. We'll run it through and see if that is enough pressure. If it's not enough pressure, it might need like a shim. I will bust out my Cuttlebug and my Big Shot next, okay? So let's start with these guys. And these are the machines I have that make sense to do this kind of thing. I'm not gonna try it in my Tangerine or it just doesn't make sense because this is very thin. I don't know the plate system that would be required in the Tangerine for it to work and I don't want to mess with that machine. So I'm not gonna do that, but let's try it. So again, paper cutting side down into the mat. If it gives me any resistance that's like too much, I will not let it go through. So we have to press run on the Empress. That feels like it's going through very easily, but that's just my first impression. The Empress sounds so nice. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to Daiso today and get some more. I have to go by there anyway. About some other errands I need to run in that area. Okay, so the impression isn't like amazing, but it's pretty good. Because a lot of times I don't even run this through a second time to get the embossing because I'm like, I don't really care that much. But this is pretty good for one time. So I have a feeling if I put a shim in there, I'll get even better. So I couldn't tell if it was exactly the thickness or not. And I'm sorry if this ends up being good and you guys can't get it. That's the whole reason I was like, do I really want to follow up with this? Because I know people are going to be like, I can't get those. Let's see how much it cut into. Not bad. I mean, I'll probably turn it around every once in a while, but for now, you know, they're $1.50. That's what everything at Daiso is $1.50. If this is similar to the one from the Dollar Tree and you have it at your Dollar Tree, then I would definitely try it. I don't think that hurts. Let me get another piece of paper. That is big enough. All these papers are like, okay, let's try this one. And then I will put a little mat just to give me a shim, should I say. And I actually have some shims, which is just another piece of paper. Just a little more extra thickness. One sheet. Let's do two if I can find another. Of course I can't find another one. I don't want to mess up. Okay, this is not like my favoriteest color, so that'll work. I think somebody had mentioned that. They're like, use the papers that you have that aren't your favorite color for shims, because they're going to get wonky. It's not really like you're really going to use it again. I put two pieces. That might be a little much, but let's see what happens. And you know, is it worth finding out and doing this and wasting a couple pieces of paper? I think so, especially when the plates are like, what, 60 bucks or 50 bucks a set? Especially with my Empress, I don't use her as often, which I'm probably still going to use her more. But I mean, look how, that's the other thing, look how much I've cut into it. They're pretty good compared to how much I've cut into these guys and how bowed and warped they are. They still cut. It's just, you know, I have to push it in the machine, and I'm sure the machine doesn't appreciate that. So, you know. All right. Oh yeah, I was just going to say, look how it, yeah, it's going to be much better. And then let me see how it cut this. It's starting to warp. I'm sure I can still cut into it. It's not like the greatest thing, but there it is. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, I think 2 shims is probably too much, so maybe with 1 shim, and that way I'll be more gentle on the little cutting mat itself too. Look at that. Pretty good. All right, I think I'll use this same die It's going to be a little bit scary because I know in the Cuttlebug or machines like this, they had issues already. You know, it's kind of, like I said, it's been so long that I've used it. I feel like I remember towards the end having a huge problem cutting intricate dies. Sometimes it would skip like in the center part, it wouldn't cut all the way through or something like that. So, we'll see what happens. So let me bring, I have a really old Cuttlebug, the green one, but I'll bring my Anna Griffin one out because she's pretty. So I'm gonna clean this out. We'll continue using this. I guess I could keep just like this goes with this machine and that one, but I'll just keep cutting on the same one. That'll also give us an idea of how it's doing, right? How many cuts we can really cut into this thing. And to be honest, if you warm it up, you can probably just flatten it out. Because that's kind of, have you noticed if you've ever like heated something up while it's on like this self-healing mat that I have down here, it'll start bubbling and then it just flattens out anyway. So let me see. I think Anna Griffin had that same thing about the magnetic mat. Like you can get it to lay flat again by heating it up. But anyway, I'm just interested to see if that helps or not. It becomes more pliable, you know? I think it would work. I'm not going to spend the time to do it, but it looks like it's already responding to that. So, and then I would just put like some books on top of it or something, right? Ooh, it made a suction, so I wanted to stick to this plate, mat down here. Okay, let me go get the Cuttlebug and I'll be right back. Hey, I dropped some stuff on my quest to get these things and it just like makes me hot, and I feel hot now and I feel bothered about it. Okay, oh, perfect. I was gonna say, this looks bigger, but it's the same width, so that's great. It's exactly the same width. That's amazing. Now, as you can see, I haven't been cutting into this one too much. I have some that were very well loved, and I try to keep using them, but this one is the B plate for the Cuttlebug. I have this guy I don't need. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll need, I don't know. I have the two B plates. That seems weird, right? I don't really remember what the cutting system is for these guys. It's gonna have to be something like this if it works at all, right? Well, I guess it doesn't have to be like this. It could be like this. Let's see. Is it the C plate, you guys? I know the A plate is just the basic one. This one down here. I haven't used this in so long, but I feel like I might need the C plate, which I have. I just didn't bring out. They're right next to me. It's not a big deal. I'll find it. I just grabbed what was with this guy. And you would think it's just this, but who knows? This might not be thick enough. Let's see. We will soon see. And if I gotta grab the C plate, I'll do that. Have you guys been using your Cuttlebug? Somebody else had mentioned, because they stopped making the plates, the cutting plates for them, so that's the problem. So yeah, no, this is way too thin. It can pass right through. And I think if I brought the C plate, I think it's gonna be too thick. Let's see what happens. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, that feels dangerous. But you know what? It's because that cutting mat has a lot of give. Ooh, Lord. That was scary. I haven't used this machine in forever, and I don't mind trying it out for y'all. Wow. It felt very tight. Oh, this thing moved. But I don't see that it embossed at all. So, that's interesting. Okay, it didn't emboss too well, so what I'm gonna do is take this away, put this guy down, put this guy, and put this. I think that's probably why I had the embossing mat with it, because I think that's how it goes, right? That still might be too thin. We will see. It's because back in the day you can still, well, now you can still use the steel roll dies in here, and that's what those two plates, because you would just use the cutting plates, you know? So I'm kind of curious, like, why did I have this? There we go. Now we got the emboss. Look, if I didn't have to cut into my plates and that worked, I am happy with it. Even if I had to switch out to the rubber embossing. Look at that. Pretty great. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is awesome. So now I'm thinking, as I'm looking at this, is this like the scrapbook.com universal mat or whatever? I've seen it, you know, when I go on their site. Oh, which reminds me, I actually have a new affiliate with Scrapbook Pal, which they also carry a lot of tonic and all the favorite things that we like. So you guys might want to check that out if you haven't heard from them or of them. Yeah, I had just applied recently and I got that, so that's pretty cool. But scrapbook.com has a thing called a universal mat, right? Cutting mat, and I guess you can use it in all these different machines. I think it's very similar, even though I haven't even looked at it or looked into it, but I have a feeling that's why it works. Okay, so let's put that to the side. Oh, this makes me pretty darn happy, actually, you guys. I mean, I just have so many machines. There's, you know, it's nice to just run it through an electronic one and be done with it. But, and then with this guy, you know, the thing is you can't get the plates anymore. So if you have this plate, I mean, obviously you don't cut into it, you don't do anything. It should be in pretty good shape, right? These are newer, so that's why they're not bowed or anything yet. But I do have like another 2 or 3 sets of plates, and I even had given some out to people who said that they couldn't find them, and I was like, you know, so I'm down to my last 3. I'm not going to be giving any more of those away or selling them, but this really makes a big difference because now I don't have to mess up these plates. Okay, let's try the Big Shot. Now the Big Shot scares me because I never use it to begin with, so let's see what we got. Let's put this to the side. And I need more paper, which I'll grab in just a second. Okay, I have my die. And that, and the Big Shot. Okay, I am afraid of this thing. Okay, I gotta turn it this way. I guess I can crank the wheel. So as you can see, she's pretty dusty. Maybe I should have given her a little dusting before I put her on camera, but this is what happens, guys. And I kept this with it because apparently I bought this thing called the crease pad, which is very much like what I'm holding right now, the self-healing mat. It's a little bit thicker. I don't know what this is for. I do have, I guess these are shims? I don't know. Yeah, I think this is the one that supposedly if you just want a better crease, you use this, which, I don't know. I even have the original information for the Big Shot. This is a bummer. I thought I had a different plate. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. So I'm gonna take a minute because you know me, I have never used, like, I thought I had the other plate that goes with this. Doesn't this go on top of something? Does it go on top of this? Is that what it is? That's what it is, isn't it? Multi-purpose platform. Insert Sizzix rolling machine as shown for wafer thin dies. Okay, I'm gonna read through this. I know you guys are probably like, no, just do it. It's so easy. You know, because you guys know how to use it. I do not. That was for something else. Like that's for something else. It does say when using texture. Okay, that's for something else completely. I thought it was just like this and then these two. But now that I'm looking at this on top, it says wafer thin dies, but wafer thin dies are different. They have that plastics to them, right? Okay, I'm just gonna try something. So let's use a topper because that's the point of it. We're not gonna cut into that. We're gonna use this and we're gonna cut into this and then see what happens. Okay, so let me grab a piece of paper. Oh, this is a pretty paper. All right. So hopefully this helps you. I know I did see some people ask about Big Shot, ask about these other things. It's a bummer because you can't just get these anywhere, but maybe it'll help you out at least to try that one from the Dollar Tree. So again, I'm using the whole thing. We'll see. If it doesn't want to go through, obviously I'll change it out. But for now, let's see what happens. Okay, it went in there. Nope, it's too thin. It is way too thin. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if I want to bring this back though. Actually, maybe that'll work because that wafer is a little bit thicker than a regular, like a thin. This might not work, guys. It's a little bit thick. Ooh, yeah, no, that is scary. Nope. I don't have, oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Boop. Okay, maybe I'm gonna love this universal platform now. Hold on. I was just gonna give up, and then I thought, wait, hold on. Oh, we just need to get rid of some thickness, and I think we just did. I was totally gonna give up, you guys. I forgot about this. Now let me put this away just because it's huge. There's not much embossing. I suppose I could put it back through to emboss. How? I don't know. I'm not gonna give it much more thought than that right now. Maybe with some of the shims, you know what I'm saying? Like I did with the Empress, maybe add a couple paper shims just to get a little more pressure, but it felt pretty tight going through, so I don't really know that I want to add more shims. But it's not bad. I mean, look, there's some embossing on there. Hey, all right. Well, I don't know what else to bust out. I know when my gal here, Dieta, said she's going to cut this up and put it in her machines. I think this is too thick to go through the diamond press, to be honest, because unless you're just putting the die and the paper on top of this and running through, I don't know how you would do that. This is already thicker than the cutting folders, you know what I'm saying? Like, the one layer of it, of the mat. Maybe in your, like, these little guys, I'm not going to mess with it because this is brand new and I just don't need to. I think the plates are pretty inexpensive for this, no problem. I just was really curious about the Big Shot, even though the plates are less expensive nowadays. And then the Cuttlebug, they don't even make the plates anymore. So I think if we can, if you had a little fresh set maybe, or a set that's kind of well loved but not too well loved, you can switch this out and cut into this kind of thing instead of that. And I know a lot of you guys buy self-healing mats and just cut them down. It's just, I like that it's cheap. It's already the right size. I don't have to do anything with it, you know, so. All right, guys. Well, hopefully that was a fun busted out. It was fun for me because I've never really used that Sizzix and I always thought this platform was scary, but now, you know, that I can see that we can mess with it and have it do what you want. That is pretty cool, I guess. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you have any other questions, please leave them there. I was gonna say, am I coming back later today? I don't know. Keep an eye out, some fun stuff tomorrow. Maybe I'll be back later today, but I think for today, this is it. It's been pretty busy coming back from spring break now that Dorian's also in school and Miranda's in school, and they're like 2 hours and the other one's like a full day, every other day, every day. It's just, the schedules are crazy. I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should have just stayed online. It's yeah, something to keep track of. So I hope you guys are all doing well, but let's go over this really quickly again. So this was the Big Shot. All right, this was on the Cuttlebug, which to be honest, I think I like this one the best. But you know, the Cuttlebug always did have a good embossing because of that mat. So, you know, that's typical. This was the Empress the second time with an extra shim or two. And this is the Empress the first time. And the Gemini, I had, oh, this one. This is the example I had for the Gemini. And that was just running it through the one time, right? You guys, if you recall, I just did the 2 plates like I showed you with the magnetic mat and this cutting mat, the self-healing mat. And it was like, look at that impression. And you know what I really like is the way it really rounds the edges cutting into that self-healing mat. It looks really pretty. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.